If you're looking for a Town Hall 17 base that actually defends in Clan War League, this is the one. Most bases get crushed in CWL, but this one has stood strong against the #1 meta in Clan War League. Let's take a look. So this is a box base. The Town Hall's in the core, a little bit isolated there as well. We do have the monolith on the other side of that. We got the gear tower, so high damage core there. Not to mention the double ricochet cannons on the back side of the base. We got the Teslas here on the left, and then there should be more Teslas up here on the right. There they are. Both of those to help try to throw off pathing for Root Riders, Royal Champion, whatever might be trying to get into the base. We do have the RC charge trap at the top side of the base as well with all these giant bombs. Same thing down here on the bottom side of the base, so lots of giant bombs there. Trying to get the Fox down from the Royal Champion, or maybe try to get the RC down herself, and then one more RC trap right here with the Tornado and the Giga Bomb. With all that, we've got 3 replays for this base to see how it holds up. Let's take a look. This first replay is going to be a Royal Champion charge into Root Riders. It's also worth mentioning that this base is from our CWL packs last month, so if you give this base a try, which the link is down in the description below, you guys can give it a try, see how it does, and if you like it, check out our most current CWL packs in our Discord server, also linked down below. We've got those up there for sale right now if you guys want to go in and grab even more bases for some awesome defenses. But let's take a look at how this defense is holding right now. You can see that RC charged right into the trap on the top side of the base. That Fox went down to all the giant bombs. Now we got the RC just going by herself into the core of the base. Pops the RC's ability. I don't even know if that was intentional there, but there's the recall. Pulls the champion out of there. Alright, he's able to grab most of those hogs as well. We've got rocket balloons, and it looks like maybe a furnace on defense. Then we got the Ice Golem, Barbarian King, the Siege Barracks there on the left side of the base, making their way in. Got the Defending King there. That's going to be a little bit of a headache for him. The P.E.K.K.A.s. We got Headhunters coming in. It's going to help get through that King. And then we got the Rocket Balloons making their way straight over to the Root Riders. The Queen fires a giant arrow, takes out a couple of Rocket Balloons, finishes off the last one. Now we got the Healers straight onto the Roots, moving into the base. Of Valkyries coming in. Warden coming in right down the middle. The King's going to stay to the left side, do the funneling on the outside of the base over there, and here we go. Everything's making its way in. Pops Warden's ability, going to keep everything protected. We got Yetis coming out of the clan castle from the Siege Barracks up there on the top side of the base. They're going to follow in down the middle as well. The Roots are doing a nice job pushing right through the core of this base, but the Poison Tower's getting thrown. All these defenses are hammering into the core for these troops. Giga Bomb goes off. The Overgrowth wears off. Got that Tornado on the bottom side of the base. The Crusher Mortar popping off now, getting lots of damage, and look at that. Just like that, the army has vanished from the core of the base. It's just the Queen. The Healers are going down to the Fire Spitter and the Scatter Shot. We got a little bit of cleat up on the outside, but it's not going to be enough to finish this one off for a 3-star. Let's take a look at the next replay. Here we go, another Royal Champion charge Root Rider. Again, another common attack strategy, especially in CWL, but we'll see how this approach works, because this one coming in from the bottom side of the base, and of course we do have the other Royal Champion trap from that bottom side. Tries to recall the RC, but uh-oh, she's dead. So the recall doesn't really pull her back out, so we'll see what he does about that. Giant arrow to help set the funnel with the Siege Barracks on the right side of the base. I mean, other than the RC not being alive, it's not looking too bad for the setup. The funnel's looking good. The pathing's looking good down the middle. Let's see how long these Root Riders stay alive, since they are coming from the opposite side of the base this time. Pops the Warden's ability. Alright, we do have the Prince, which we used to see that a lot with Root Riders. We don't see it as much now, but it is nice having that Dark Orb with the Root Riders, keeping some of that damage to a minimum as they make their way in. And that was a nice Dark Orb as well. It does hit the Fire Spitter, hits the Ricochet Cannon. The Town Hall has gone down. Root Riders still making their way into the core of the base. But the Healers are having a little bit of trouble keeping up with the Root Riders, and they are quickly getting taken down on that left side especially. Looks like the Root Riders are pretty much done for. There might be 1 or 2 more still in the mix, but they are very quickly getting obliterated. We got that double Scatter Shot, double Expo, Monolith, Multi-Inferno combo on the back end of the base. That's what makes that approach from the Town Hall compartment so incredibly difficult on this base. And the whole army, again, it's like a magic trick. It is gone. The Queen's trying to stay alive on the top side of the base, but down she goes. This is another defense. Let's take a look at one more replay. Instead of a third replay, we're actually going to just throw in a second bonus base here. So we're going to take a look at this base here and a couple of replays for this one. This base also being from our packs last month for CWL. So for this one, we've got these RC traps on the bottom left, bottom right side of the base. Some Teslas to try to pull the Royal Champion pathing around the outside, or the Root Rider pathing, whichever it might be. hook tower in the core can be very annoying. And of course, any attack coming from the bottom side of the base has got a long way to go to the town hall. But if they go in from the town hall, then they've got both fire spitters there. Then they have all this back end damage. So either way an attacker approaches, it'll be a difficult base to get through. Let's jump into some replays. And here we go with the first replay. It is going to be a Royal Champion charge into Dragons. Let's see how it does. The RC making her way in straight to the Town Hall to get that out of the way nice and early. Town Hall does get some shots in, but the Invis is there, and the RC will be able to get it down. A few more shots. Next Invis, down it goes. All right. So we got the Town Hall out of the way. She moves over to the multi-archer tower. Next Invis is down. He still has 4 more. So quite a few Invis on this attack. And there she goes, another Invis. Down goes the multi-archer tower. This one does have the Phoenix rather than the Fox, so you have to start off with that back-to-back Invis in this case, but it's working out fairly well. She's getting a good bit of value. Down goes the Expo. She'll move up for the Wizard Tower and then move over for that air defense. And then we do have that recall, and there we go. She just barely got that air defense down. But we got the air defense out of the way. Town Hall's down. We got a giant arrow from the right. Gets both sweepers. So the setup for this attack is very nice so far. Got the Barbarian King on the bottom side of the base. He's going to help clean up the outside edge. But in the meantime, here we go with the Dragons. The Warden is in, and it's going to be full send from that top right side. The couple of Dragons going to get through that Prince on the top side. The biggest group going to move right down the middle. He's going to put the Royal Champion back in right with these Dragons as well. Got the CC troops coming out now. The RC is going to pull the Ice Golems, which is going to hold things up for just a bit here. Did pop the Warden's ability, keeping everything protected. First Ice Golem's going to pop. Next one won't be too far behind. And there we go. Actually, might have popped both at the same time. Looks like they are both gone. So no more Ice Golems in the core to deal with. Lots of Dragons pushing through. Royal Champion's still looking good with her ability. Got the CC troops. Looks like a couple more Dragons from that bottom right side of the base. So a lot of Dragons in this attack, but the ones in the core are fizzling out. Down goes the Royal Champion. She goes down to Phoenix. A late ability there, so she still has the haste even after the Phoenix brings her back. But down she goes for good now. The Dragons in the core are gone. The Dragons on the bottom are just about gone, and this one is going to be a defense. It's only the Queen left, and it's going to be way too much for the Queen to handle. Let's move on to the next replay. And here we go, the last replay for this video. It is going to be another RC charge into Dragons. So we got the RC from the right side of the base. She's charging straight into that Giga Bomb. We know this area is trapped, so we should expect to see the Fox go down relatively quickly here. There's the Giant Bomb, Giga Bomb, another Giant Bomb. Down goes the Fox as expected. So now the RC has to go to back-to-back Invis here, hitting more traps. And look at that, the RC goes down to ability, and the Fire Spinner is going to finish her off. He's going to go ahead and use this revive. I don't think he was planning on using it that early, but there we go. We bring the RC back for just a little bit longer. She'll be able to get through the Fire Spitter up there, and then probably a few more buildings. So he's actually going to get pretty good value out of the revive, which we don't really see too often. Moving over, going to grab the Multi-Inferno Tower, grab the Poison Tower, which is also going to slow her down just a little bit. Next Invis is down. I believe that is the last Invis that he has to use. Pulls out the Ice Golems from the CC. Down goes the Royal Champion. She's still got pretty good value despite the best efforts from the traps, but we'll see how the rest of the attack holds up. King and Siege Barracks troops from the right side going to get that funnel set, and I'd expect we'll see these Dragons pretty much from the same entry as the last attack. The big difference this time is we still have the Town Hall standing on that top side of the base. Looks like he did fire that Queen's Giant Arrow nice and early as well. Alright, Dragons moving in. And now the Town Hall damage is coming in, the Prince damage coming in. We got the Fire Spitter and the Monolith as well. We also still have the Furnace out of the defensive clan castle, getting some damage on that bottom group of Dragons. You can see they're all taking a bunch of splash damage between the Furnace and the Fire Spitter. There we go, Dragons getting through the CC troops. Still just kind of avoiding that Fire Spitter for now, and they are going down relatively quickly. In the meantime, the Dragons on the top side of the base do take care of the Town Hall itself. Down goes the Multi-Archer Tower. Now they're going to work their way around that left side. Now, I don't believe we have anything left on the bottom side of the base. I believe the heroes and the CC troops have all gone down there. So it's going to be all up to the Dragons. Actually, the Queen's still alive. She just went down on the top side. I didn't realize she snuck in there with the Dragon. She's kind of hanging out over there, but she got taken down. The air defense goes down. Royal Champion on defense is going to try to pick off another Dragon. She's not quite successful, but the Multi will finish it off. Only got a few Dragons left. The Multi-Inferno is picking them away. Seeking Airmine finishes off another one. Down goes another Dragon. Just a couple of Dragons left. We still have a Scattershot, Air Defense, Multi-Archer Tower on the back end of the base, and this one is not going to be able to get it done. Nice try to this attacker, but it is another defense. Be sure to check out the WBB socials on screen. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.